What is a shinobi? Any person with a heart called to serve, whose discipline has made them dangerous, is hereby titled shinobi. These are their stories. What's up, my ninjas? We're live and we're in studio, man. Welcome back to Shinobi Chronicles, hosted by Zero Abyss.
Naseem.
As y'all all likely know by now, our goal here is always to provide inspiration, education, and motivation for our fellow shinobi who are walking the path of greatness through achievement and through service. As always, it's our great honor to serve you all, and so we will not disappoint you this week. I hope that over this week, y'all have been pursuing your highest selves. Today's conversation is about how limits make you better. And we may give a few open thoughts in the end. So that said, Naseem, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's get right into it. First off, credits again to PsychHacks and Dr. Orion Taraban. This topic came from a video of his on the same subject of how limits make you better. So first consider Batman, who, as Bruce Wayne, lives a rich and lavish life, very carefree, almost completely free of limits, if you will. You know, after a certain amount of money, you can do whatever you want to do, pretty much. Think though that he then dons a costume and then proceeds to carry out whatever his agenda might be for whatever reason, regardless of the law or any other obstruction. Then consider his arch nemesis, the Joker, who very similarly dons a costume and then proceeds to carry out his agendas, regardless of the law or other obstructions. The thing that keeps the two of them on separate sides of the fence are that Batman has self-imposed limits to his conduct and that Joker does not. Batman's limits come in the form of just two simple rules: no guns and no murder. But it's without those rules that he would land shoulder to shoulder with Joker, because they're actually quite similar. Like I said, jump in the costume, do what you want to do, get done with what you got to get done with. And the Joker knows this, and so often, he aims to try and use Batman's limits against them. But Batman also knows this as well, and therefore, even under intense pressure, he holds to his standards because he knows that they're all that really separates him from the wild dog. I actually thought kind of similarly when you think about, at least for an arch nemesis pair, Spider-Man and Dr. Osborn, kind of similar in that fashion too. Both of them put on the costume, fuck the law, carry out an agenda, very intelligent individuals, use technology to their benefit in that nature. Now, Green Goblin, he just outside, it's the wild dog. Spider-Man, on the other hand, similar rules. I don't think he has a no gun rule, but I've never seen Spider-Man do any killing because he knows, you don't come back from that. There has to be something that you hold over yourself that keeps you from being the wild dog. In life, it's important that we impose limits on ourselves and that we hold to them before we even have a choice. So that down the line, when you do have access to more freedoms and more resources, you don't self-destruct on yourself. Are there any imposed limits that you have of yourself, things that you say I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that, not because you can't do them, but simply because you know that making the opposite choice would take you to a place or bring you to being the type of person you don't want to be?
Probably. I can't think of nothing right now.
I'll give you one example. I know exactly where yours comes from, at least this one right here. We'd be at the gym, some baddies will walk in, it's like two of them be like, Goga, 2-man? He'd be like, nah, I'm loyal. Now he very well could walk on over there with me and say, how y'all doing tonight? But instead he says, I'm with somebody, that's not who I am, that's not where I stand. Self-imposed limits. I've even seen you do it so far as that you will try to shield your eyes, and just because you're nah, I don't need to be looking, I got my own girl, so what am I doing all that for? Another example, every week we talk about this, but even just having a gym schedule, if you're blocking out 2-3 hours of your day, a couple times a week, like that's hours that you're not sleeping, that's hours that you're not laying on the couch watching TV, that's hours that you're not with your friends or with your girls. Like you limited at that time because you have other things that you want to fill it out with. I've seen you go on water diets before where you're like, oh, I'm trying to calm down on the soda, calm down on the juice. Wanted to limit himself to the water because it would make you better. Where else have I seen? I mean, I know I've seen you put up some limits before.
I'm still iffy on it, but I limit myself on money.
Yeah.
Don't spend too much, or I keep forgetting that rule, but maybe it's like the 50-30-20 rule, something like that. I don't know, but yeah, use 50% on bills or whatever like that, 30 on yourself, and 20 to save. But I try to follow that rule.
Let me ask you this. Why do you think it is that a lot of lottery winners or pro athletes like quickly grow broke even after they themselves had more money than most individuals will ever touch in a whole lifetime? How is it that these people manage to go broke within a year or two?
Let the money get to them. Being from the bottom or just being broke and then all of a sudden coming up on money. Most people tend to just buy it on materialistic things, stuff like that. So they don't buy assets, they don't use that money to make more money, stuff like that. So that usually what occurs. And then a lot of times either that athlete retires or you win the lottery, it's a set amount of money. So once you lose all that money, that's it. And a lot of it is actually taxed too. So, but they just run through it all and then like, well, shit, now I have all these other bills I can't cover right now. I quit my job because I thought I had it big, stuff like that.
More or less, you about said like what I feel the answer to the question is, which is that like if you haven't put together the systems, the processes, the formula, the habits, if you haven't put these things together in the early running, like you haven't made it a part of who you are already, like just getting a whole bunch of money, if you have bad habits, you're gonna spend it all up, you know? It's like without limits, without that discipline, knowing how to invest, knowing how to manage your money, knowing how to budget, someone's just gonna simply spend it all on foolishness, the same as you said. Even in a relationship context, you know, if a man were to somehow, some way suddenly shift from having no options, you know, women ignored him, to tomorrow he wakes up and like he has an array of optionality, any woman he wants, he would turn into a mad dog, you know, just mixing energies with anybody and everybody. Whereas on the flip side, if a man has reined in his sexual impulses, I feel, then even if he had a million options, you know, he could go out and get any girl he wanted, he's still going to be able to commit himself to somebody that he feels is special. But that comes from having that discipline, those guidelines in the first place, you know, self-imposed limits. The point is really like, you have to develop habits, guidelines, and systems for maintaining the order in your life before you have an abundance of freedom of resources, lest you're gonna run the risk of self-destructing and you're gonna lose everything that you gained. There's really no other way to put it. And that's about the topic. You know, I just wanted to tell you guys how and why limits do indeed make you better. And I'll leave you guys with this one. Investing makes you feel broke when it's actually making you richer. And I can speak to this person myself. Every time I get paid in my job, a certain portion, I'm not telling you how much, goes over into my cryptocurrency account. So it's like every 2 weeks when I get paid, I've automatically shortchanged myself a little bit, you know, maybe cut myself off at the knees. But that money that I'm investing into cryptocurrency has been making some money and is gonna make some more money. So it's like, yeah, you might feel a little broker, you didn't get all your change, but it's making you richer. Working out makes you feel weak when it's actually making you stronger. You know, that soreness, that fatigue, you be hurt. After a leg day, you're going up them stairs wobbling, feeling like jelly. But then once you recover, now you're a little bit stronger. You stick with it, now you're a little bit stronger. Learning can make you feel dumb when it's actually making you smarter. You know, when you're trying to learn some new algebra, learn a new language, whatever it is, it's gonna be frustrating. You're gonna have headaches, you're gonna mess up, you're gonna be like, oh, bro, what is I quit, I don't wanna do it no more. But if you stick with it, it's actually making you smarter. And being consistent makes you feel stagnant when it's actually helping you grow. You know, and I say that because if you're sticking to your routine, you're hitting the gym, you're reading your books, you're studying your language, you're meditating, day after day after day after day after day, it's gonna get stale. It's gonna get boring. You're gonna be like, bro, why am I doing the same shit? Then tomorrow you're doing the same shit. And tomorrow you're doing the same shit again. And tomorrow you're doing the same shit again. It's gonna make you feel stagnant, but that consistency in your discipline is actually what's gonna help you grow. It's gonna make you better. It's gonna make you richer, stronger, smarter, and more balanced. So as I said before, it's our great honor to be able to serve you all here. If you made it this far, we definitely want to say thank you for listening to the end, even though it wasn't that far. But hey, if you made it this far, thank you for listening to the end. We came to this platform to be able to serve others who are striding down the path of greatness. And as those of you who lend your time, your energy, your ears, your attention, that make that possible. So whatever platform you're consuming on, be sure to like this episode, participate in any polls, and subscribe to the channel for more insights on the life of a modern shinobi. Also, don't forget to connect with us on Instagram and TikTok. You can find the short form content on there. And then lastly, if there's anyone at all that you would like to see on this show or that you'd like for us to collaborate with, I need you to please reach out to them. Reach out to them and let them know that you want to see them working with us. Content creators create for their fans. I always say it twice, so let me say it again. Content creators create for their fans. So when you tell your favorite creators that you want to see a collaboration, that's what gets their attention pointed our way. So be sure to shout us out to whomever else you're watching and listening to. And with that said, I hope everybody's having a great day. And just remember, choose with your actions today who you're going to be tomorrow. Will you be greater than yesterday?